Okay, this video is to take you kind of through the process that we used to develop our final network for the Lemhi River watershed. So what's on the screen here right now is the entire flow line, NHD flow line layer for the Lemhi watershed. So first we used a script we developed to build NHD networks. So you just set a workspace, you select the flow line layer, you select the water body layer and then the area layer, and then the tool allows you to choose which parts of the NHD flow lines you'd like to remove. So in the case of this network, we removed canals, aqueducts, stormwater, these general streams, intermittents, and ephemerals. So what we're left with is basically just the perennial network, which is shown here as the output. And you can see here with the Lemhi that a lot of these perennial streams don't connect, the tributaries don't connect to the main Lemhi River. And in reality, a lot of them do connect, but it's through things like canals. So what we did is focused in on these areas. And if you bring up the whole flow line layer again, you can see that there's these things that are coded maybe as canals or whatever that are connecting the perennial streams. So we went through and selected these segments that we would want to include to maintain connectivity, and what we ended up with is a connected stream network. Higher up in the watershed there was a different issue that we were looking at. At the top of the Lemhi there's these big alluvial fans, and the streams kind of just disappear into them. So you can see here if we zoom in, a lot of these flow lines end as soon as they come out of these mountain canyons and hit these fans. And occasionally, for some reason, the coding on some of these segments was perennial all the way down through the fans. So we basically went through and in ArcMap as well as Google Earth we looked for evidence that there is actually a connection, and if there was, we left the flow line there, and if there wasn't, we removed it. So again, going back to our final network, there's a few portions that we removed from these fans here and over here on this side as well. And so this, our final network, we hope is a reasonable network that's connected where it should be and is disconnected where it should be. And to kind of test that we made good choices and make sure everything looks okay, we have this data for distribution of steelhead as well as Chinook. So if you look at the Chinook distribution here in green, we've included all this, and there's nowhere that it's disconnected within this Chinook distribution. And then if you look at the steelhead distribution here in red, same thing. Everywhere where there's steelhead, we have a connected network. So that's kind of the thoughts behind how we came up with the network for the Lemhi River.